You know I love Knicks Fan TV. I love these guys. CP the Fanchise. Oh, he's got to be on cloud 9. The game started. Yeah!
Let's go. Vernon.
How excited are you?
Oh, I'm on cloud 9, man. I'll be in the building tonight. We got a lot going on. City's on fire right now. We got the watch party about to pop off tonight. Baron Davis coming through to the watch party. Then we headed over to the game. Just got off the phone with Stephon Marbury. He's going crazy. I mean, the city's on 10 right now, man. It's a great time to be a Knicks fan, man.
What has it been like since the end of that Boston game? I mean, I see people like on the top of Jumbotrons or shutting down 7th Avenue. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing like this has happened, right?
No, and that's just the second round. That's just a semifinal. You know what I mean? They might have to call state of emergency if we win this whole thing, and that's definitely possible. Right now, they just showed on somebody's Instagram. You remember, dude, that was on top of the Nike billboard.
Yeah.
He was using some sort of ladders that was behind it. They took all those down this morning. So you can't scale the billboards no more. Somehow Spider-Man will probably find a way. Spider-Cuz or somebody will find a way. But now listen, man, you know, for the first time in 25 years, these guys have made it to this point, especially for the younger generation. This is their time to celebrate. They've really had nothing to really root for with longevity. You know, you had the Melo years, the Knicks tape years, and those are good years. But this is real. This is sustainable, and this Brunson era is delivering levels of success each year. So it's great, man. I can remember all this spillover really started during COVID when they first let the fans back in, and the Knicks have made the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. And after like games 1, game 2, that's when we started spilling outside of the Garden. So this is all carryover from that time. But look, it's for the younger generation, man. Let them have some fun.
You guys are always super realistic when it comes to the Knicks. That's why I love you so much. Did you see this coming?
Nah. I picked Celtics in 6. I'll keep it a B, man. I picked Celtics in 6. I said, look, man, we'll scrap. I want to say Knicks in 7. We'll fight to the end. But I picked the Celtics. And look, anybody with a brain would have picked the Celtics. But this is why you play the games, and this is what the playoffs are all about, because you just never know when your time might come. So I got to give a lot of credit to the Knicks. They were able to capitalize on the Celtics going, 25 for 100 in games 1 and 2. Clawed back, took the game from them in the fourth quarter with clutch play. Brunson, Bridges was outstanding. But make no mistake, man, game 6, when they washed them out the building in Madison Square Garden, that to me was the makings of an elite team. Their defense was stellar. Offensively, they were on 100, and that's the team that I think can legitimately win this thing right now.
Where does that rank as one of your favorite Knick games ever?
Oh, that's got to be right up there, man. That
the Celtics, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, to take that monkey off your back when they hadn't beaten them all year, you know, the whole backdrop of can they beat the elite teams? Obviously, at game 3 when they got washed by the Celtics, so that wasn't too good. Game 4 was good because even though, you know, Tatum got hurt, unfortunately, they were on their way to winning that game.
Yeah.
But game 6, after game 5, I said it on my post-game show. I'm like, yo, when are you going to leave no doubts? When are you going to have a 48-minute clinic against this team to show that you are truly capable of winning this series and beating that team? And that's what they did in game 6.
It was such a big game that your boy Cat brought out his New York voice, bro. Where you get that from, bro? Where Cat get that New York voice from?
What are we doing with the Cat New York voice, CP?
Where do you get that voice from, CP?
He said, yo, I got to shout out the homies from Gauchos. And
Come on, bro. Come on, Cat.
Hey, man, I love it, man. You know, look, shout out to Towns. Again, he was another guy that I was looking for in game 6 to really, you know, set a tone early. Because that was my thing with Towns when they first traded for him. When people were like, what do you think about the trade? And I was like, well, for Julius or Towns, it's like a question mark for a question mark. Because I didn't think that Towns was capable of really delivering in a big spot consistently. Can you be that guy who's right now the highest paid player of the team? Are you going to come up clutch like Jalen Brunson does? But he did in game 6, and they're going to need him in this Pacers series and beyond to really be consistent in these games and dominate the matchups that you'd expect him to dominate.
CP, a couple of weeks ago, I was looking for a Tibbs post-game press conference, and I told these guys, I got on Twitter, and I was like, I just searched Tibbs. That's all I typed in.
Yeah.
And, oh, I mean, it was a bloodbath. I'm like, wait, does the fan base hate him? It was like, and maybe that's just the internet, but it was like, fire Tibbs. We got to get rid of Tibbs. Tibbs is the worst. This is the reason we're not going to do this. Tibbs. Are we okay on Tibbs now? It is rough stuff. If you search his name, there's nothing positive. Nothing.
Nah. Listen, man, the fire Tibbs stuff has started when he first got here. Usually, like in the like the 10th game of the regular season, that's when the fire Tibbs stuff happened. They've given Knicks Fan TV the moniker Tibbs Fan TV because all year I've been defending him against this fan base with the minutes, the workload, and the adjustments, all of that. But you know what? From covering this team on a daily basis for the last 8 years and just combing through Twitter like you, I think every fan base hates that coach. You know what I mean?
For real.
It's fair,
For
yeah.
real. Fair, yeah.
It's fair.
That's fair.
Yo, I saw Rockets fans talking about get Udoka out of here, Lakers, JJ Redick, and I'm just like, yo, like, look at what you have. But look, I thought coming into the playoffs, he needed to show that he was capable of turning this team into a contender because I thought it was a little bit shaky in terms of his job security. And they got past the Detroit series, but the way he got out of Boston, a lot of people, myself included, thought that he outcoached Missoula in that series. And so I think he's on solid ground right now. And if he gets to the NBA Finals, I mean, look, all bets are off, man. This is the coach for the New York Knicks for the foreseeable future.
Do we hate the Pacers?
Of course.
They definitely hate the Pacers.
Hate
bro.
them.
They definitely. That Reggie Miller lineage, they definitely hate the Pacers.
Yeah. Listen, every time I hear Reggie on the TNT broadcast, one time we had a watch party during the Detroit series, and they were losing at some part of the game. Reggie was talking, and it was a little quiet. All you could hear in the background was, "Shut up, Reggie." You know what I mean? And like that's just how we are with Reggie, man. The rivalry is still there, but I think it's also cool, and that's what sports are all about, man. To see that 25 years later, in the last time that they were hosting the Eastern Conference Finals, that they had to get through the Indiana Pacers, and the Pacers have had their number for the most part in these in those 9 playoff series. So hey, this is the time, man. I hate Halliburton. I hate Reggie. I hate the Pacers. I hope.
Yeah, where does Halliburton rank?
Is he
Where does he rank?
Yeah, is
For
there
sure.
potential for him to be more hated than Reggie by the end of this series?
If you start flipping
Yes.
y'all off, for sure.
Yes. Well, first of all, they're built the same. They damn near look the same. You know what I mean? He's like reincarnated Reggie Miller. You know what I mean? And look, last year, then when they watched the Knicks out the building in Game 7, and he rocked the Reggie choke shirt in the press conference.
Yeah, he did do that.
Yo,
I forgot
that's
about
fighting
that.
words right there. That's fighting words. You know what I mean?
Do we hate him more than Trae Young?
Yeah, I think the Trae Young thing is kind of taking on some virality where the bad blood is not really there, just in terms of the fact that the Knicks have had more success against Trae Young, in a lot of games. Yeah, they beat the Knicks in the gentleman's sweep in the 2021 playoffs, but I think that Trae Young thing is kind of just taking on some sort of virality. But Halliburton, the fact that they had the success against the Knicks in Game 7, and they're coming in with a much better team this year, he could potentially supplant.
I saw your boy Brunson, man. Physicality in the first series against Detroit. He did a lot of foul merchant stuff.
Yeah, you know
Can we
what?
stay away from that in this series, or is he gonna be on some SGA foul merchant? Give me my call stuff.
Listen, man, I wanted to stay away from the foul merchant talk, period. I came in on the show, and I'm hearing y'all debating the foul merchant stuff. What are we talking about here with Jalen Brunson, man? What are we talking about? He's not a foul merchant. He's a stone cold killer. Come on, foul merchant stuff. Look,
We go see.
Where does Brunson rank right now in New York?
He's number one, right?
Is he ahead of Aaron Judge?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if they show up to the same restaurant, the best table goes to Brunson, right?
Brunson's getting that table, man.
All right.
Brunson's definitely getting that table. Yeah, he's the king of the city right now. He can't go wrong. Look, Judge has to prove it in the big spots, man. He's another guy. World Series, he's swinging at dirt balls and all that. Like that.
Stanton was better than him last year.
Stanton was better than him,
Yeah.
right? Look,
Yeah.
man, we're talking about Captain Clutch, the clutch player of the year, and he goes out and shows it, man. Look what he did against Detroit. Right now, he's at 28 points per game. Last year, he was at 30, and he's facing some tough defenders from Asor Thompson. Last series, he had Derek White, Drew Holiday. This series, I'm sure the entire Pacer guard depth chart is going to be guarding him at some point, 94 feet and beyond. So It's remarkable what he's been doing here. And I made the joke that, when Leon Rose got here, all the talk was that, this superstar player agent was going to bring some superstars with him. Nobody thought it was going to be Jalen Brunson.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, right?
Hey, so I know you live and die with your team in every game just like we do.
Sure.
I was reading this article yesterday, and it said the past 7 meetings have been decided by more than 10, an average of 20.7 points, which absolutely stunned me because you would think these teams had been playing wars against each other. So just clue us in. What the hell has been going on with all these blowouts when these two teams have played?
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy to think, man. But look, when they face this team this round, starting tonight, they're gonna have to keep it close. Like we know with the Pacers, man, they have a high octane offense. The pace is off the charts. They go to their depth a lot. The Knicks defense is gonna tell the story in terms of how far they can go in this series. They're gonna have to be on the string because the Pacers will run you through multiple sets in one possession. They have multiple ball handlers. Their athleticism is off the charts, speed as well. So the Knicks defense is gonna have to determine things. But on the flip side, the Knicks offense has gotten their fair share against this team in their matchups. In particular, Karl-Anthony Towns. He's at 30 points per game against the Pacers in the regular season. So I expect them to go to him early. If he's got to turn a matchup, step out, drop those threes. Brunson, even though the Pacers will throw a lot of defense at him, Brunson can get to his spots and get his shots going. So if those two guys are hot, I like the Knicks' chances in this.
Yeah, because like the Towns thing, and I remember even back when he was in Minnesota, this was always the deal when he played against the Grizzlies. Rule number 1 is get mega physical with him, push him off his spots, get him away from the basket. And they don't really have a natural matchup. Like, they kind of like to run up and down the court a lot, and so I think that's probably plays into why Towns has been so free-flowing and successful. This is his kind of basketball, right? Like, you're trying to rough him up and then get him to get stupid fouls, right? Like, that's right. The more physical you get with him, then he gets frustrated, then he gets the fouls. Now it's a win for you. Pacers don't really have a natural matchup for him.
Miles Turner's like him light, low-key. Like, he is like Cat. Right. He wants a three-point line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd expect Turner, maybe a little Siakam, maybe it's Nesmith. Nesmith is a guy, especially in the playoffs, man. They let him get physical. He's damn near playing football out there sometimes, just go out of control. So I think he'll alternate from Brunson, maybe get a little bit of Towns, but the wing matchup with Towns can get tricky sometimes. Again, sometimes like Tobias Harris is pushing him off his spots, or maybe it's like Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday. So he has to impose his will, whether it's in the low block or from the three-point line. He has to impose his will for them to win this thing.
CP, who is the second favorite Knick?
Mine?
No. Hey, if you were to poll the fan base.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins? If we say, all right, who's your favorite Knick? Obviously, Brunson wins in a landslide.
Yeah.
So we're taking him off the board, and we say, who's your favorite Knick?
Patrick Ewing.
No. This team.
On this team.
My guess is Hart.
I get
because he plays hard.
Him or OG.
I was gonna say OG. For me personally, I'm an OG guy. Hart's got the personality. He's got the flash to the 90s, that grit, that heart. The former players really rally around him. So he has that charisma. He's also a locker room leader. But, from an archetype player standpoint, it's OG for me, man.
So, look, you mentioned Marbury. You mentioned Baron Davis. It's going to be like a who's who, right? Like everybody is going to come out of the woodwork for this, right?
Yo, it's been like that last year, man, and the Knicks have been doing a good job from that standpoint, just bringing the former players back. Even Spencer Haywood was there at some games during the season. Marbury, Ewing, Melo's there. They have Houston and Sprewell already on the payroll. Larry Johnson is on the payroll. So they've done a good job of putting those guys together in one section down there in the baseline. And, they go to them in the celebrity row, and the crowd is going crazy. The towels is waving. So it's good. It's a nice gesture by the team.
Where are we on Chalamet?
I like him. I like his energy, man.
You do?
I like his. Hey, he's better than Lenny Kravitz. Like, what the hell is
I saw that.
I said, where y'all pull Lenny Kravitz out from? I'm like, Lenny, do you even know where you at? Yeah, do you even know half the team out there? Lenny's just in the camera. I say, yo, where are we right now?
So you don't mind that Chalamet's now like, I mean, on the cover of everything, like he's like the Knicks fan, right?
He's a new
Like,
Spike Lee. He's a new Spike Lee.
He's the younger generation Spike Lee, man.
Yeah.
I like him.
And you got Ben Stiller there. Ben Stiller's still there.
yeah.
Stiller's there. You got Tracy Morgan's always repping heavy. You know, they don't put my guy like, Matthew Modena and Leon. They moved them to like the third row. You know what I'm saying?
They even squashing rap beats. They got Fat Joe and Joe Budden and 50 Cent all together.
They're beefing over who's sitting where, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, what's so funny is they'll go to like the prime people at different spots in intermission, but then they'll have like a fourth quarter reel of like the remaining people, like the B team, the C team, and the D team. So they move some of those guys back to that point because there's so many people in the house now.
That's tough.
Give me your thoughts when you're watching last night unfold, because there's no way, like you're a fan too. You're sitting there watching, going, bro, if we can just win this, if we could just beat the Pacers, we're gonna face the winner of this thing. When you think about the two teams that are, one of them is going to be the Western Conference representative. What do you think about those two?
I think OKC is going to take it. Minnesota has a lot of potential. Look, I like seeing Randall out there getting busy in the first half of that game. But then once OKC started to turn up, the defensive pressure started to turn up, and Shea being Shea, the better team emerged last night in game one. To me, game one was an opportunity for Minnesota to steal it, but OKC is just a better team. I like our chances. I like the Knicks' chances against either team, even though OKC, again, their defensive pressure is it's remarkable. You got to give them a lot of credit. I love what Hartenstein has been doing with that team and how he kind of transformed them defensively. But again, I still give the Knicks with their front five, and if they get Mitchell Robinson contributions the way he's been playing, because to me, they don't get this far without him. And they get a couple more bench contributions. Deuce McBride has to be big in this Pacers series for them to win as well. You flip a coin, who else are you going to get? Maybe it's Shamet, maybe it's Payne. I still give the Knicks a chance, man. A lot of people are not giving the Knicks a chance, even if they get past this round.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way, right? It doesn't feel like people are giving the Eastern Conference, whether it is the Pacers or the Knicks, much of a chance, right?
I think it's still reputation, right? East never really gets that respect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until
Well, I mean, and you guys got to stop throwing garbage at people. I mean, let's be fair.
Y'all throwing trash cans at folks, man.
Yeah.
We're throwing trash at you. Come on. It's just basketball.
Well, first off, the Windhorse thing. So one of my guys from ESPN called me. They're like, they're taking Windhorse off the assignment for Eastern Conference Finals. I'm like, yo, you guys are bozos for letting that guy walk out the building with no security. These PR teams are all over everything. They know everything, what everybody's saying before you even say it. So you know that Windhorse is charging people up, and you let that man walk out the building by himself in the middle of Armageddon. Like, that was just a bad look by ESPN, man.
So you're blaming ESPN. Come on, you can't throw garbage at people. Come on. If you want to yell, but you can't hit or throw trash at me. Come on.
No, man. Like, this is what I said on the show, right? Like, we've all been young whippersnappers from back in the day. Look, you're young, dumb, and full of you-know-what. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you get that mob mentality. You might be, influenced by other things. It happens. You just hope that you get past that when you grow older. You mature a little, turn into a man. So I'm not going to condone that behavior, but it's like, it's
I must admit, in 2011, me and two of my buddies, Jeff Van Gundy, Doris Burke, and Mike Breen were rolling their luggage across Beale Street after we had just beat the Thunder in Game 6 here in the second round. And me and my buddies ran up on Jeff Van Gundy, and we said, "What you think, Jeff? Game 7, what you think?" And he's like, "Oh, it's going to be a good one." We go, "Grayson 7! Grayson 7!" We just start yelling at Jeff Van Gundy.
So you are that guy.
I've been one of them. I get
Roger's that guy.
You're in the building. You've had some drinks. Like, But we didn't throw anything at him. We didn't throw anything at Jeff Van Gundy.
CP, what's the chances that y'all get Joey Badass to walk the team out tonight? Because, he's waving a saber right now for New York, bro, fighting the West Coast.
Yeah, Joey's doing the damn thing right now, man. I've been a Joey fan for some time now. He deserves a celebrity row seat. They give those away, and then they charge the rest of people like $5,000 to sit up in the bridge. You know, we got to subsidize for Lenny Kravitz being in there, not even knowing before the game. You know what I mean?
Hey, last thing.
That's
You guys,
tough,
you
man.
guys provided me the opportunity for one of the greatest compliments of my life was when I went on with you guys and Chuck D saw it. How did you guys? Was Chuck D just a viewer of yours? Did you have a prior relationship with him? Because I saw him recently on y'all's podcast like a week ago.
Yeah, and he just pulled up to the Breakfast Club repping us and with his KFTV gear on. Now, one thing I live by and what I told one of my former co-hosts was when we were trying to like content plan, I was like, yo, you never know who's watching. So we always got to, you know, make sure we put our best foot forward, knock it out the park because you just never know who's going to catch on. And one day randomly, this is maybe when we first started, like 7-8 years ago, we just saw the endorsement from Chuck D out on Twitter. Like, yo, I rock with these guys, Knicks Fan TV. Check them out. And now,
So you did not know him. He just saw the pod.
Nah. Yeah, we were both from Long Island. I think Alan Hahn, ESPN's Alan Hahn, MSG as well. They were closer. They were friends. So I think either Hahn had put him on or he put Hahn on. I forgot which way it went. But yeah, that was it. You know, we were just two Long Island guys. I didn't know him personally, but now that's my friend, my mentor. You know, we on the group text with Q-Tip. Q-Tip is going crazy right now.
That's
He's
hard. That's hard.
And-
That's
yeah,
awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's just a blessing, man. I don't take it for granted. I always get schooled. I get, you know, random texts with just game and just trying to make me better in terms of my career path and everything. So yeah, I don't take it for granted, man.
All right, last thing. How'd you get into it? I want to know the backstory. How did it all start with Knicks Fan TV? Because, you know, and I'm sure you get this a lot as well. There's always young people, and the way I came up, or frankly, these two guys who have been with me for over a decade, the way we came up, it's almost not applicable to a younger generation, right? Like we got internships at a radio station, and then we got on, right? Like that was the way you had to like kind of get your foot in the door. But now you see people evolving and people end up having, you know, outlets like yours that have huge audiences, and then it's like, where'd you come from?
Yeah, well, just being a New Yorker, man, and just being a diehard for my teams, the Giants, Knicks, Yankees as well. You talking about this with your friends all day, every day, right? Whether you're in school, you're in a group chat, whatever it is, you talking sports, you debating sports all the time. And so I always had that in the backdrop, but in the forefront, you know, I was a VP at an investment bank, you know, fighting cybercrime. And when I came home, I was looking on YouTube and I would see all of the Premier League teams, in particular Arsenal Fan TV, and how their fans would be so passionate. They would do the fan on the street content and all of that. And I'm just like, yo, like, you know, from a Knicks fan standpoint, we don't really have this. And then at the same time, the mainstream media, like the ESPNs of the world, no disrespect to them, but they weren't really covering the team outside of the scandals or the hot topics, the hot stove stuff. But in the in-between, they weren't really covering those microtransactions and just the common day-to-day stuff that fans wanted to talk about. So, yeah, I just jumped in, like copped a camera, bought a camera, went on YouTube, taught myself how to, you know, video edit, get in front of the camera, do all of that, and I hadn't put it down. Been going strong every day for the last 8 years.
It was 8 years ago. Your first episode was in, what, 17?
2017, the draft of 2017, when they made a blockbuster move to draft Frank Ntilikina.
Frankie Smokes.
Frankie Smokes, man. Shout out, man.
Frankie Smokes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Went out there, interviewed fans, and then so we've been full-time for the last 2 years now. Full-time for the last 2 years, man.
That's amazing. What a success story.
Oh, I gotta ask you because I'm into the nerd collecting stuff. What's your best Knicks piece? You got a bunch of stuff on the wall behind you. What's your best Knicks piece?
Yeah. Well, one of my best Knicks pieces, if you see right here, where am I? Right here on the back corner.
Yep.
I had a fan make me a mock back page of a newspaper. It's me dunking on Max Kellerman because a lot of fans give me credit for getting them up out of the business. You know what I mean? No, we had a great series, a great battle, you know, the Knicks fan versus the anti-fan, and it turned into me doing weekly spots on the show on ESPN, so I really give him a lot of credit for helping me break in. But no, this Clyde Frazier, this number 10 joint, signed jersey piece, Clyde has been a strong advocate for Knicks Fan TV over the years, man. We developed a relationship. He's been on the show a couple times, and just a class act. And it's great because, you know, obviously I didn't catch Clyde as a player, But Clyde, the broadcast has meant so much to me as a fan coming up that, you know, it really means a lot to me. So I got 2 Clyde pieces in here that means a lot. And the dunk poster, it's being covered by the glare there by my window. But John Starks dunking on the Bulls. Yeah, he dunked on the Bulls in '93. And yeah, he dunked on him, and that's the original poster, man. So yeah.
Oh, I gotta be honest, we're so jealous. We're so jealous. There's nothing like this.
Yeah,
there's nothing like we've gotten to go to the conference finals one time, and there's a buzz that takes place, and like you go around, and it's all anybody is talking about or cares about. I can't imagine what New York is like right now. So we're rooting for you, brother.
Yeah,
this is gonna be fun.
I'm riding for sure. Just don't foul bait.
Oh, I was about to say, just drop the foul bait and stuff, man. Just that work tonight, man.
And you mentioned we said Aaron Judge, we said Jalen Brunson. Where are you at on the Giants? Say you're a Giants fan. Where are we at on the Giants?
Oh, Jackson Dart. That's
you got Jackson Dart. Ole Miss. That's like an hour away from us.
Nah.
Hey, listen, man. I'm for it. I'm all for it. If they feel like this is gonna be the guy, then we'll see. A lot of my guys who cover the Giants think that this could be a mid-year starter moving up the ranks. I like the leadership that they brought in with Jameis Winston, but I was all for the DN pick in the first round. Abdul Carter. They got to build the trenches, man. Every championship team, that's where it starts.
Hey, the last time you drafted an Ole Miss quarterback, it worked out.
Yeah, hey, I'll tell you this. I've never been more. I'm a Cowboys fan, so
yeah.
Let's neither here nor there.
Sure.
I've never been more jealous of a pick than Scatterboo. I wanted him so badly. That's good. That guy, if he ends up popping off, he'll be the king of New York.
Bro, they gave him a sick number though.
Yeah.
They gave him a nasty number.
What number did they give him?
He got like a 40.
It's like 44. I think it's 44.
That's like old school Jim Brown or something.
Mark Bradshaw number, man. That's a great number, man.
Mark Bradshaw.
Yeah, Boogie Bradshaw.
Why can't your draft pick find a number though, bro? He trying to take straight hands number. Why is he trying to copy everybody, bro?
Yeah,
I was one of Lawrence Taylor's number.
I didn't know what was going on with that. I'm like, yo, just start off with getting like 1 sack by like week 5. You know what I'm saying? Just start from the base. But man. I hope these draft picks help Shane and Dable. I was kind of on the outside where I didn't want to see them just keep shuffling the decks of management. So let's see if they could, these draft picks help resurrect things. But they're in dire straits. They got to get back to good graces, man.
Well, have fun with the game. Have fun with the series. You got to promise us if you make the finals, you're coming back here with us.
Yeah, I'm back, man. Hit me, man. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks, CP.
Appreciate
it, brother. CP the Fanchise from Knicks Fan TV. I told you guys.
You said he wouldn't disappoint. He didn't disappoint.
I told you you'd love him.